What's up YouTube, K.D.M Sports, back with another video for you guys, and this one I think is a very interesting topic and has been for a very long time. The LeBron vs Kobe debate. As a kid growing up in the early 2010s, it was one of the most talked about debates at the time. Who is better between Kobe and LeBron? It's a question I've asked myself many times and even debated with my friends over this. The truth is, objectively, LeBron is better than Kobe, and I'm a big fan of Kobe, but the truth is, career-wise, you have to give the edge to LeBron. Yes, of course you can make arguments as to why Kobe is better, but there's no way around it when looking at career stats, the hardware, accolades, and accomplishments in the NBA. Overall, I find this debate pretty stupid, because they both played different positions and played in different eras. When LeBron was in his prime, Kobe was on his way to declining. Kobe was a shooting guard and LeBron a small forward. A shooting guard's role is to shoot. They can catch and shoot and cut to the basket. These are the primary qualities of a two-guard. They are often the anchors of a shooting team as opposed to a team that drives the ball down low and plays in the paint. A shooting guard can also be a great defender because they have the size to guard the point guard and their own position. In some cases, even guard a small forward at the 3 position. A small forward's role is essentially to be able to do it all. Score, shoot, defend, pass, and rebound, which is why LeBron's stats are better, and he basically came into the league as a star. He was highly touted coming out of high school. Naturally, as a starter, his stats would be better as well, but you could make an argument that that was a lot of pressure, but in turn is a credit to LeBron's greatness. Whereas Kobe came into the league really young and fresh out of high school, and he had to work his way up, as you had guys like Nick Van Exel and Eddie Jones who were already all-stars and starters and established guards in the league in Kobe's first few years. When you look at these factors, you realize how different their journeys were in the NBA, as well as their totally different styles of playing the game. Another thing to note is leadership-wise, they were different too. Kobe, being a shooting guard who had to embody hard work during his early years, was more of an alpha type of mentality. Of course, the Mamba mentality. LeBron, being the small forward, was more of a team guy and making the right plays. The one tasked with captaining everything. So you notice how all these factors connect to their personnel. This is why when I look at these debates, I always say they're pretty subjective. You can rank these greats anywhere on your list. Us as fans really make these fantasy rivalries that actually never really existed. But I get it, because Kobe was arguably the best player in the NBA in the 2000s and was the face of the league, whereas LeBron was the face of the league for the 2010s, and they were for a period of time the top 2 players in the league, which kind of crossed over. So this makes these type of debates natural. In reality, there never was a rivalry between the two. They've never played an NBA playoff game against each other, and they didn't play the same positions and roles on their teams. If we're talking basketball skills though, I would have to say Kobe, to me personally, was better because the offensive versatility, as well as having the most all-defensive team selections as a guard ever, he was just more aesthetically pleasing to watch. And I think a lot of us get caught up in that sometimes. Kobe's whole game was to destroy opposing teams, a double-edged sword in his career with the Mamba mentality, because at times Kobe was of course inefficient on the court, as well as being known as not such a great teammate. In LeBron's case, he always wanted to make the right plays at the right moments, and that led to him in his early career being labeled as soft and not a killer. A lot of these factors I mentioned are the very same reasons why these debates are subjective. In reality, we should be debating who's the best at each position. Overall, as I've matured and started to analyze basketball, I've come to this conclusion in the Kobe versus LeBron debate. I would, as a player, love to have LeBron's career, because you could very well argue that he may have had the greatest basketball career of all time. As a player though, I would love to have the skill set of a Kobe Bryant. The footwork, shooting form, nuance of post moves, fadeaways, and mid-range, as well as being arguably the greatest tough shot maker in history, which also the reason he doesn't have great efficiency, hence the downside of the quote-unquote Mamba mentality. For that same reason though, fearlessness is the one word that describes the legendary Kobe Bean Bryant. My favorite player of all time, but I'm not one of these Kobe fans who are blinded by the fact that objectively LeBron has to be ranked higher than Kobe, career-wise, all time. This is my input in this popular debate. Thank you guys for listening to me talk and share my opinions on these sports topics and events. As always, make sure to subscribe, like, share, and if you've got any opinions, leave it in the comment section below.